This is maybe the most beautiful watch Rolex released recently. I love it. But I think Rolex is lying to his customers about these Datejust 41 watches, and I can't believe no one is talking about this. It all started with me buying this watch, a Rolex Datejust 41 in the new mint green color. I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised in a minute and even shocked just like me, but first let me explain to you my journey. I am the owner of a vintage 36mm Datejust for a very long time, and I was willing to buy a larger modern one too. When Rolex announced the Datejust 2 models in 2009, I immediately jumped into my authorized dealer's boutique to give it a try. Back then, it was much easier to buy a Rolex from the boutique. No waiting lists in the end. However, something was wrong with that new Datejust 2. The 41mm case was clearly larger, but proportions were somewhat wrong, and I ended up not buying one for myself. And it seems that most of the people also had thought like so, hence the new Datejust 41 came out on 2016. The name of the new watch was Datejust 41, And I managed to see one on my friend's wrist, and it was indeed looking much better. Long story short, I jumped onto the waiting list for the latest mint green color. Few months later, when my dealer called me to pick up my watch, I was really happy. I immediately put it on my wrist while driving back home. It was gorgeous, but something was wrong. The watch looked a bit small to my eyes. I was too excited at the dealer and I didn't check everything. Maybe they'd made a mistake and gave me the 36mm version. Yes, there is a 36mm option for the exact same watch too. And when I came back home, I immediately put it next to my good old 36 Datejust. Great. Clearly, it wasn't the 36 one, so I started enjoying my new timepiece and also shot a full watch review for the channel. In that video, I said the watch diameter was 41mm. I honestly didn't measure it because why should I? The name of the watch is Datejust 41, and on the Rolex website, diameter is clearly declared as 41mm too. I should trust these values, right? By the way, which one of us is measuring his new watch case? But this watch seems smaller to my eyes compared with my other 40 or 41mm watch, so I did measure it. And wow, it was 39.5mm. I double checked if my tool's calibration was correct. I measured some other watch too, and it was clear that the dimension of this watch was less than 40mm, not even close to stated 41mm. Shocking, eh? I will continue, but first I want to welcome you guys to this brand new channel, The Watch Loop. My name is Erk and I'm a watch geek just like yourself. If you are into watch and looking for a somewhat unique channel, consider subscribing now. I promise you guys that I will not try to sell you anything, and no, Squarespace or Skillshare will not sponsor this video. Anyway, let's move on to this weird fact. When I was sure that something was wrong about the diameter, I immediately checked YouTube if anyone ever mentioned this, but no. I dug into the internet more and finally found just a few topics about this issue. It wasn't only me. The previous model, Datejust 2, was indeed 41mm, but the latest Datejust 41 model's diameter is 39.5mm. Some said that is due to the way Rolex measures their cases. I should measure it from 10 to 4 direction, but not from 9 to 6. And yes, when I measure it that way, it comes 41, but that's because of the case shape and these tiny leftovers under the bezel. Come on guys, I'm an engineer and I know maths. This is a round watch and diameter should be the same. Even if you consider this as an ellipse shape, then we should still talk about the small diameter of the ellipse, not a random diagonal diameter. And besides, I have many other watches. If this is the industry standard of case measuring, then Tissot is lying about PRX being 40mm, or Panerai is wrong with the 44mm Luminor cases. The industry standard is measuring it from 9 to 6, excluding the crown. If the watch has crown guards, then you may measure diagonally from right below the crown guards. The idea is eventually to get the minimum possible diameter. This is done to give the buyer an idea about the size. But I really wonder your opinions about this. This is purely a marketing thing for me. Rolex wants to go with larger watch due to the demand. They tried it with the previous Datejust 2 model and it didn't go well. They moved back to the successful proportions, but they also don't want to lose the customers who likes larger watches. That's why they even named the watch as Datejust 41. And I still don't understand why no one is talking about this. This should be a big topic in my opinion. And as a conclusion, I really love the new size. It's not big, not too small. This is the perfect proportion to my eyes on my 19 centimeter wrist. Just want to inform the small wrist guys here. This is not a 41mm watch. Wears more like a 39 one. And if you want to watch the full review of this amazing watch, where I also stated that it was 41mm, you may do so by clicking right here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking right here. I'll see you soon.